Welcome to Average Dude's Slow Pitch.
Yo, Hendo here at Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out the all-new ASA models here from DeMarini. We've got the Juggy extended, so this is going to be a 13-inch barrel, 1 ounce end load. It still has the stack composite and then the stiff alloy type handle there. And then with the DeMarini flipper, this is gonna be a non-linear. You'll see that here in a second. This can test all the way down at 850, so we're interested to see kind of how this feels. Gapped walls, what they call it there on their non-linear tech. This one is going to be a 13-inch mid-load model as well. So we're gonna go ahead, 52s like always, see how these things perform. Then we'll come back with kind of the final thoughts, and when we get back to the house, we'll do the final compression just because we're not gonna have a ton of time here with the lights tonight. If they actually turn these things on, we just call talk to them, hopefully they get them for us, but let's see how these perform, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, let's see where all new DeMarini ASAs are testing at. First up, the Juggy extended. This one is a linear, so it has to be 1450 for us. And this one is giving us, starting nice and high at about 250, maybe closer to 255 on our conversion chart, which would have helped if I had it up for you guys already. But on the conversion chart, basically 250 to 253, 1600. So plenty of wiggle room to that 1450 mark. And then on the OG flipper, this one is a non-linear, 850 is the mark we're showing on the non-linear list. So on this one, we are looking at, one, I don't know, 40-ish. So on this one, we are looking at, so 137.5 is 1096, which is probably close to where that's at. Let's see, let me make sure I'm doing my math right. 140, that's 100, that's 1. Yeah, so we're calling that about 1040 to 1096. So either way, plenty of wiggle room for the 850 mark. Let's get swings on both these, see how they perform, come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, we're gonna start with the DeMarini Juggy extended. Again, 13-inch barrel, 1 ounce end load, all 52s, 52-300s that is. ASA stamped. Again, this is the linear model, so that's that 1450 you saw compression-wise. It'll be interesting to see sound, feel, all that stuff difference between this one and then obviously our flipper OG, but let's see how this thing performs and go from there.
97 miles per hour.
Whew, 97.
104 miles per hour.
Die for it, PK.
10 fences, baby. If you're wondering why there's 10 fences here, they had a fast pitch tournament on these fields this weekend, so whatever. It was easier to just leave them up than go pull it all the way down, but this is that field, 310 all the way around.
83 miles per hour.
All right, you got the Juggy here, 13-inch barrel, allegedly full ounce end load.
What do you think it feels like though, half?
Yeah, I'd say half. Half ounce. They went to a stiffer handle, so it's not the old flexy one that you could practically bend over your knee like you used to, but there's still a little bit of flex in it, so let's see what we can do here. Hopefully I don't suck.
104 miles per hour.
Oh boy, this Juggy, I'm telling you, straight out of the wrapper, feels real good. The Juggy was already great in that 12-inch model. For us at times, it felt like maybe the shorter barrel with the stiff composite felt maybe a little flexy, made the barrel feel a little soft. So far, really good feel here. Corny did reach out and tell me I was gonna absolutely love the Juggy, and so far he's 100% right.
93 miles per hour. 86 miles per hour.
Tons of carry.
Yeah.
91 miles per hour.
It's a complete miss. Still carried over. The little bit of wind when it does kick up for us is blowing basically into first, so like normal, we get pretty lucky here. We don't have to ever worry about a ton of assistance from the wind.
85 miles per hour.
Got a good little sound, and that last one was kind of a little in on the hands and still good carry. Easy to control. It does not feel like a 1 ounce end load. It feels a little bit lighter than that.
Like a half ounce, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot more closer towards the half ounce. If I picked this up and you told me it was a 1 ounce, I wouldn't believe it. It feels definitely lighter than a 1 ounce for sure.
102 miles per hour.
Real good sweet spot. So far, pretty darn good feedback even for not being completely broken in yet.
83 miles per hour.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy how forgiving this bat is. If you miss that spot, it'll still give you the carry that you need.
90 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour.
Super easy to control as well. I will say the only downside for me so far is even though it's a 27 or full ounce, it feels a hair light. If you ask me what I thought the end load was without knowing, I would guess it'd be more like a ½ ounce end load. So just something to keep in mind, but easy to control and giving you all the performance you would normally get out of a full ounce bat.
88 miles per hour. 93 miles per hour.
There's towards the end. Yeah, tons of forgiveness off of it though.
93 miles per hour.
That was still closer towards the end. It wasn't all the way on the sweet spot.
88 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
Watch yourself, Junior.
94 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour.
103 knuckling all over the place. All right.
Oh, there's
89 miles per hour.
So I think the Juggy is super forgiving, but the sweet spot right now is starting out small and you gotta break it in. But with the forgiveness, it almost doesn't matter, which is what's crazy.
102 miles per hour.
Oh boy, that one felt really good. Oh, yeah, so far, I mean, tons of forgiveness. You can tell when you catch the sweet spot. The no kidding sweet spot right now is a little bit small, which makes sense though. I mean, it tested nice and high, tons of room to break it in. We don't have any web, anything like that on it yet. Not a ton of swings, but you could easily game this thing out of the wrapper, especially if you take a lot of BP. Normally, I'm saying used to catching the sweet spot, but even if you need the forgiveness, you're going to get it off of this one so far. And you can see there's a ball mark up here near the DeMarini, right under the RI, and that ball still came off good. So definitely a good option so far. We'll get a few more swings on this one and then see how that flipper OG does, being that non-linear, starting a lot lower compression.
88 miles per hour.
So those last two you've launched out of here, and I don't think you've caught sweet spot.
No. I'm still missing a little bit high.
Yep, I was the same way.
101 miles per hour.
That's the sweet spot. Jeez, all right. Man.
85 miles per hour.
That'll wrap it up right here for this Juggy. Again, feels a little light than that 1 ounce end load like it states, but a lot of forgiveness, especially on missed hits. The ball still carry plenty, so if you like that ½ ounce end load feel, this is probably going to be the bat for you right here.
97 miles per hour.
There's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
99 miles per hour.
Oh, goodness. And that one felt even more like sweet spot than the previous one. I know it came off a little slower, but it does not matter how far that ball just went and how well it jumped off.
95 miles per hour.
Yeah, so that was all of it right there.
106 miles per hour.
Oh, man.
92 miles per hour.
Missed a little low on the barrel, put it up in the wind. Still carried out easily. We're going to wrap that up there with the Juggy, but again, tons of forgiveness. You can tell the sweet spots start to open up a little bit, but it really does not matter. Great feel, good feedback. A definite option for somebody that's been looking for that longer barrel, so obviously 13 inch with the full ounce end load or an end load at all. Again, to me, the end load feels a little bit light on the 27, but performs great. We're gonna go ahead and swap over now to the Flipper OG, see how that one performs, then we'll come back with those final thoughts. All right, Flipper OG, 13 inch barrel, mid load, and I'll tell you the first thing I notice is this one to me feels a hair heavier than the end load model, and I know DeMarini does a good job with their mid loads, but just kind of something to keep in mind. With this model, you can stick with your normal weight, but if you want that almost balanced feel with the mid load, maybe go down an ounce. With the Juggy, if you want a heavier feel, I'd go up an ounce. If you're fine with kind of more of that ½ ounce feel, then stick with your normal weight.
95 miles per hour.
Well, completely different sound. Tons of carry, holy moly. There was no way that was sweet spot.
87 miles per hour.
Okay.
93 miles
Yep,
per hour.
towards the end again on back-to-back swings. Well, we know it carries. Now let's use some sweet spot and see what we get out of this thing.
86 miles per hour.
God.
104 miles per hour.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay.
79 miles per hour.
Well, you'll definitely see the difference in carry when it comes to this bat right here. Definitely way under the ball, and it's still got a lot of good carry, and a lot different sound than you're hearing from that DeMarini Juggy. But 2 swings in, let's see what we got.
87 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour.
Yeah, this this Flipper OG, whether it's just the fact that it's a mid-load, the different handle, whatever it is, the non-linear side, this one is a fun one. I mean, that Juggy was really good, but boy, I'm glad we swung this second because it probably would have made the Juggy seem like it wasn't quite as good. We're only a handful of swings in so far, but this one's fun, and the ball's absolutely sailing off this barrel.
Yeah.
91 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
And that was not sweet spot either. So that's the crazy part. You get feedback on the hands, caught a little higher up on the barrel, but again, just like the Juggy, tons of forgiveness so far.
96 miles per hour.
Dancing out there, dude.
101 miles per hour.
That was the sweet spot, every bit of it. Oh, God. Oh my goodness. DeMarini might have put out a killer ASA bat here.
$86 miles per hour.
Man. Also too, man, it's like a big giant sweet spot. Can't really miss it. Sounds good. Feels great.
99 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour.
I got nothing left to say about this thing. Holy crap.
86 miles per hour.
You know, for being a mid-low too, it feels pretty easy to control. You don't really have to do a lot of work. Just throw the hands nice and hard at the bat. Yeah. Yeah. Now again, you know, going back to the weighting, if you like a traditional like sticker feel, then this is probably going to be it. Definitely feels more accurate, that's for sure.
97 miles per hour. 109 miles per hour.
I think 109 ASA might tie or break our record for ASA though. I know we haven't hit 110 ASA. It sounds great. Hey, that might have been our ASA record right there. 109?
89 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour.
That was not sweet spot either. You can tell a slight change in the sound.
97 miles per hour.
You want to swing?
91 miles per hour.
Man, this bat's fun to swing. Sounds good. Feels great. Definitely a good little bat. They may have changed the game right here with those ASA bats with this flipper right here.
106 miles per hour.
This barrel's, wow, so consistent. Feels like you just can't miss with this thing, to be honest.
100 miles per hour.
Oh, God. When you find it, it's nasty.
94 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
And that's lower on the barrel, a little bit towards the hands. I think it was a little bit closer down here. And again, you saw the way it comes off. great forgiveness, and you don't get any sting on the hands, which is nice, but you get enough of a feedback to know where it was at.
91 miles per hour.
Well, let them know what you like about, which ones you like better and what you like about this.
So both of them really good. I feel like this one is a bit more forgiving, but I feel like there's a lot more carry off this one. But yeah, overall, either one, both really good pickups.
95 miles per hour.
That'll wrap it up right there for this flipper, guys. Again, feels accurate when it comes to the sticker. The mid-load feels accurate. This one has a lot more carry. It's not a knock on the Juggy. It's just feels different, sounds different, and it's a very, very good ASA. Probably one of my favorite ASAs that I've ever swung. So good option right here.
104 miles per hour.
I think a 104 knuckler is a good spot to end, but all right, so the Flipper OG, holy moly, that's all I got to say with this one. I mean, great sound, great feedback, everything about it, love it. Waiting for me feels amazing on it. Again, we've talked about plenty, not a balance fan, but DeMarini's mid-loads to me got to cut out that lighter balance feel, give you a little bit of the extra weighting that I think suits not only balance fans, but end load fans too. And the performance, everything about this thing's amazing. Well, again, let everyone get some swings on this thing. You saw them here. I was the first one to swing it, but obviously we're doing a little differently today. I'll still cut the swings in, so you saw their swings. However, those were after mine, so hopefully a little more broken in. We'll talk about it here briefly in the final thoughts, get it back to the garage, and do the final test here on the Flipper and on the Juggy. All right, first up, the DeMarini Juggy Extended. This is a linear, so again, 1450 is where it has to still sit. And then on the Flipper, we'll give you the conversion there, 850 is where that one has to be at. And we're still sitting a hair under 240, so at, let's call that 236. That puts at 1525, so still plenty of wiggle room there, especially with the lighter impact that the 52s make. As a reminder, this one can also swing 44s, so if that's something that you have to swing in your leagues that require ASA, USA bats, obviously a potentially good option there. And then the Flipper OG, which, again, the performance kind of stunned all of us. I'm pretty sure we broke our ASA velo high there at 109. If anything, at least tied it, but regardless, kind of insane the performance on this one. And yeah, we're sitting at like 125-ish, a little under 125, which puts us at 125 is 1040. If we want to call that closer to 115, it's 987. Either way, with the 850 range here on the Flipper, plenty of wiggle room there. And again, this thing felt really, really good. And I can only imagine as it opens up even more, seeing as it has a bunch more wiggle room there. All right, and that wraps it up with the Juggy Extended and the Flipper OG from DeMarini. Again, this was our linear, so 1450s we're at a test at. Non-linear, obviously this one's all the way down to 850. And they both gave us very, very different, unique feels. Both of them were absolutely super forgiving missile launchers. I mean, the ball carried amazingly off the Juggy. As you saw there was some mixed kind of reviews on who thought this was the better one, this was the better one. I think it all is just kind of based on what you want. Biggest thing I'll give you with the Juggy, and I think you saw everyone kind of agreed, is even though it's supposed to be a 1 ounce end load, I would say if you just kind of pick this up without knowing what the end load is supposed to be, you'd guess to be more like a 1/2 ounce. At times, maybe even closer to a balance, depending on your normal kind of bat that you swing. This one was a 27 ounce, so I could see you going, honestly, like if you're somebody who swings at 25 or 26, the end load might be a little more pronounced just because of the way DeMarini does their shells. I'm not sure what weights the Juggy comes in, but I know like with the Vanilla Gorillas, for instance, because they come all the way down on 24 ounce, it's something like, and again, this is an exact science, but something like the shells all come in at 23 ounces. So to put a 1 ounce end load in, they put the 1 ounce end load in. You have that 1 ounce on the 20, which makes it a 24. Well, now if you want to get to a 26, 27, you have to put some counter weighting throughout kind of the handle. And that's what sometimes kind of forces these end loads not to feel exactly right. So if you are grabbing this and you want that real traditional heavy 1 ounce end load feel, I'm not sure you're going to find it with this one. You're going to get close to that 1/2 ounce end load. Now, again, it might feel a little bit heavier if you are on a lighter bat, but just something to keep in mind. Outside of that, though, tons of forgiveness. Ball actually sailed off of it. Tons of feedback, so you know exactly where you're catching it. Definitely a great option, and this is one that can be used for 44s if you're somebody that has to bounce between 44s and 52s between your USA, ASA leagues, tournaments, whatever it might be. So just kind of something to keep in mind there. And then with the DeMarini Flipper OG, this one to me with this alloy handle, obviously the non-linear aspect of it, This felt amazing from swing number one, completely different sound. Kind of shocked everyone out there on what it sounded like there. And then again, as I've already mentioned, it's either our PR for velo off of an USA bat, or at least tied for first. I'd have to go back and watch some of the videos, but 109 was where we topped out on this thing. Had tons of forgiveness, tons of carry. And weirdly enough, this one to me feels like a traditional 27. I think they got the mid-load just right on this one, which obviously is a little bit how we would like to see the weighting on the Juggy. But with this one, really no negatives I could find. It's still passing just fine. We really don't have any webbing yet either, which lets me know that this is probably going to open up even more, and I can only imagine how much better it'll get. But if you're going to go with this one, this is 52s only. This one's obviously 52s and 44s. Either way, both these drop June 4th. DeMarini's website, Headbanger Sports website, discount code ADS will save you money there. Or reach out and I'll do my best to help you out, especially if you want some expedited shipping, something like that. But either way, both are very good options. Don't miss out. And if you're looking for kind of the next kind of hottest USA, ASA bats, I think both these are going to give you a run for your money. We're going to go ahead and mess with the rankings a little bit, see how these compare with everything else, get that updated for you. So while the time you're seeing this video, if you head to averageslowpitch.com, both these will be added there as well. I see the OG Flipper ranking pretty darn high, and honestly, the Juggy is going to be right up there with it as well. Maybe just a tick back just because a little bit of the weighting piece, and I thought whatever it is with the non-linear type of continuous fiber gapped walls is what they called on this one, just gave it that little bit extra performance. But either way, great options. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the channel. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more content.